Hello and welcome to government class. In today's government class, we'll be looking at reasons why the educated elites oppose the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria. The first reason why the educated elites oppose the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria is because of the use of uneducated traditional rulers. By southern Nigeria, we mean both the eastern Nigeria and the western Nigeria together. In the previous classes, we explained the fact that indirect rule was used in the protectorate part of Nigeria because Nigeria had both a crown colony part where direct rule was used and a protectorate part where indirect rule was used. The protectorate part of Nigeria was divided into two protectorates, the northern protectorate and the southern protectorate. And the southern protectorate was further divided into the eastern protectorate and the western protectorate. So we are looking at the reasons why the educated elites oppose the system of indirect rule in the southern protectorate of Nigeria. The first reason why they opposed the system of indirect rule is because the British colonial masters, they were using uneducated traditional rulers instead of the educated ones. So the educated people felt, why, when we are here, when we are available, why are they using the uneducated traditional rulers? And we all know the reasons, because these people are not learned and it was easier to exploit them and to take advantage of them than the educated people. So the British preferred to use the uneducated traditional rulers, and this made the educated elites very angry and they opposed the system of indirect rule. The second reason is non-recognition of the educated elites. There was no aspect of indirect rule that recognized educated elites, so they did not use them for any major, they did not use the educated elites in any major institution of indirect rule, and this angered them because they felt they were in the best position to be put in those positions of leadership because they would do it better. And when the colonial masters were not recognizing them, it made them oppose the system of indirect rule in the southern protectorate of Nigeria. The next reason is the creation of warrant chiefs. This is for the eastern protectorate of Nigeria. They created warrant chiefs that were not in place in their pre-colonial system of administration. Warrant chiefs was something alien and foreign to the people of the East. So the creation of warrant chiefs, and these warrant chiefs, they were ruthless, they were greedy, they were ruthless in their operations. They used all possible means to collect taxes from the people. They frustrated the people of the East, and this was one of the reasons why the educated elites in the eastern protectorate of Nigeria opposed the creation. Because of the creation of warrant chiefs was one of the reasons why the educated elites opposed indirect rule in the southern protectorate of Nigeria. The fact that the warrant chiefs were not liked by the people, they were greedy and they were ruthless in their operations. The next reason why the educated elites opposed the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria is because of the combination of political and executive functions that were placed in the hands of the colonial masters. So the colonial masters had the power to, they had both the judicial and executive powers. They had the power to, the colonial officers had the power they had both judicial and executive powers in their hands, and this was one of the things that angered the educated elites in Nigeria. The next is the British officials strengthened the powers of the chiefs and the Obas beyond traditional bands. The British officials put more powers in the Obas and put more powers in the warrant chiefs, in the Obas and in the Alafin beyond traditional bands, beyond what the traditional systems of administration put in them. It strengthened their powers. It made them autocratic and it made them misbehave. Let's use the word that way. It made the chiefs, the Obas, and the Alafins to misbehave because the British officials put so much power than the traditional systems as imposed on these people, as placed on these people, and it angered the educated elites. The next reason is the introduction of taxation. The introduction of taxation was one of the reasons why the educated elites opposed the system of indirect rule in the southern protectorate of Nigeria, especially in the eastern protectorate, where taxation was foreign to them. It was not something they were used to. So they opposed the system of indirect rule. The next reason is because the position of traditional ruler of chieftaincy was disrespected by giving them menial jobs. The British officials gave the chiefs menial jobs to do, and this angered the educated elites because they felt these people are highly respected in the traditional. These people were highly respected people in the traditional, in their traditional systems, in their traditional, in the pre-colonial times. They were highly respected people. So giving the chiefs menial jobs angered the educated elite so much because they were disrespecting them, they were disrespecting that position. So that was also one of the reasons why the educated elites opposed the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria. Another reason why the educated elites opposed the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria is because the traditional chiefs were appointed and deposed. The traditional chiefs were appointed and deposed by colonial masters. So, as against the traditional means of appointing and disposing chiefs and traditional rulers, the colonial masters took over that position. For example, there were reasons why they could dispose the Alaafin. And if these reasons are not met, the Ogboni society could check the powers of the Oyomesi and tell them, no, you can't remove the Alaafin for this reason. He has done nothing wrong in this regard. But instead of respecting the traditional means of appointing and disposing chiefs, the colonial masters took on that position. They could appoint chiefs. So if this traditional ruler was not doing what they wanted him to do or was not doing it well, they could remove him and they could put another person in that place. So because they did not respect the traditional means of appointing and disposing chiefs, the educated elites opposed the system of indirect rule in the Southern Protectorate of Nigeria. The last reason we'll be looking at in this class is the system was alien to some cultures, such as the Igbo culture, and the system did not respect the system of administration already in place by it did not respect the system of administration the Igbos already had in place. So because the system was alien, it was foreign to the Igbos. It was not something they were used to. They were not used to having monarchs. They were not used to having someone that they would say yes or to. They always came to their decision through consensus, and they were not used to the system of taxation. And because the British officials did not respect their own system of administration that they had in place, they did not respect their village system of administration they had in place. This angered the educated elites then, and they opposed the system of indirect rule in southern Nigeria. With this, we've come to the end of this class, and I'll see you at the next class.